Welcome back to part two of our program, guys. So I'm going to now complete this drawing. And like I was telling you before, we established the basics, and now to do the details, it's very important to go over the entire surface of the drawing, okay, and to look at the details. So let's begin with the eyes, and we're going to add in the details right now. So here we go, okay. So let's say we start with this eye. And now I'm going to see once again the tiny bends, and this time I'm going to pay attention to the values. Okay, see her eye is right there, and right there, okay. But now the eyeball happens to have a slightly lighter value to it, right? But with a dot of black. This is how you do the inside of the eye. A tiny black dot, and it's lighter on the bottom, okay. Now we come to the lower eyelid. Now remember, whether you are doing this as a mural or as a miniature work or as a normal size painting, these proportions have to be in relation to each other. So you could imagine this on a wall as a mural. It would be the same thing. If you get this right here, you can do it right anywhere else as well. So there's the eye that I'm working on, the detail, and to do the details, right, I'm going to pay attention very carefully to the way that the light separates the dark. But also I'm going to make sure that I put in those tiny little planes that are inside there, okay? So the lights and the darks, the grays, and you see that? Now there is, this eye is kind of complete. Once again, we do this slowly and you do it carefully, but you get the idea. This is how you do this. Now you come to this eye. Now when I come to this eye, obviously I see an error right there. This seems to be a little bit higher, so I have to adjust that. And these are some of the things that you're going to be fixing as you go along. So I wasn't so happy with the way this eye was looking. I think it's going to go up a little bit more, and it's right there. Because once again, the eyes are very expressive, and it always leads the onlooker directly to the eyes first. So that's why I'm trying to establish this right and get this correctly. The proportions have to be right. In other words, there's a line that touches the tips of this and this. And there must be, if you drew a straight line here, it's going to be right there. And that's what I want to focus on. So you see that straight line right there, okay? That's in proportion with this. So you make that little adjustment. Now you come back to the eyeball. It's right there in proportion. You have to make sure that she's looking directly at you like she is here. Come right up there like that. Okay. And we do the same thing. A dark spot in the middle. Darker on the top, but lighter on the bottom. Okay, there it is. And we have to make sure that there's that tiny bend. The eyes are very important, that you get the characteristic of the eye, which is those very minute little details. And also to complete it, in other words, you want to make sure that the tips of these, the very tips of all this is perfectly connecting, you see? You see that how I'm connecting the edge of it? And don't forget there's a space in here. So the hair is actually coming here, like that. Okay, there's a little space there, right? I want to be able to capture that. Now we go down to the cheek. So did I get the eyes right? not perfectly, but kind of close, okay? So there we have it. Now I'm gonna see if this distance is right, and then first see it, and then shade it in. The eyebrow is right there, shade that in, okay? Now we continue to go this way. So far so good. And as we continue, right, we want to once again make sure that it's perfectly like this particular lady. So slight adjustments, use the eraser again. I'm not too happy with the forehead. We're going to have to move it up a little bit. There, that's better. And this one is going to come this way like this. And you see how I'm cross-hatching? I'm cross-hatching right here to make sure that this it bulges up like this, right? I want to show that. Once again, think of it like you're sculpting at this point, and you're going over every little, all the surface of this, okay? And that's going to give her the expression of looking at you, so you want to make sure that you're getting that right. And now you can darken the hair, but also, you see how my directions are following the directions of the hair, my strokes, the strokes, right? And because that's the hair is very important. So here it is, look, the lighted part of it, the strand of hair, the thick strand of hair is going to make the lightness pop out. You see, that's this is what I'm talking about. You see this here, and it's right there. Is it in proportion? Well, not exactly, but here you go. We're gonna fix that. Okay. Now we come back to the nose. We have the eyes. We went over the eyes. We went over the right, the eyes, the eyebrows. Then we went over the hair. After the hair, we have the way the hair is curling this way around like this. You want to get all this perfectly. You don't want to miss all this. This should be in your drawing because it's part of what makes her, you see? And this is now there. See, now I'm getting a little closer to her likeness, you know? And what I'm trying to do here is to pop these lights out, right? The lights must be popped out. And you can be a little bit bolder with the hair, you know, but when you come to the face, you have to be very delicate not to not to go all the way. In other words, you know, want to be able to like not make an error that it changes the entire. It's at this point I want to tell you that it's very, very even a slight change is going to make her look different. So it's going to be very important when you're in here to constantly refer back to her, to the drawing, and be careful to in other words, each time you're going to be laying your pencil down, it should be to better the drawing. All right, so that should be your aim. So there you go. So I'm very careful right here to not change the appearance, but to make it, and the lips, right? And now I'm going to look at the shadow that's darker down here, lighter with the lower lip. The upper lip can be darkened a little bit. You know, and this is by far not done, guys. I'm just trying to show you how to lay out how I'd be working. If I was going to do this as a commissioned project, right, I would do it much slowly and completely. But what I want you to get is the process. see how I went over this eye and then this eye, and then this is actually a quick study, a portrait study of a model. So even if there are slight differences between her and this picture, we're not concerned about that right now. We want to be able to make a good study. And in the short amount of time that I have, I'm trying to establish all of the details as quickly as I possibly can, right? The next time I'm going to show you other things. Tune in, guys. I'm going to show you how to draw figure drawings, build figures from skeletons, from stick figures, make stick figures and build comic book heroes. I'm going to show all of those in my next videos that are coming up. Stay tuned, all right? And keep watching, and definitely keep letting your friends know all about it. And you see, at this point, I'm really getting down to darkening some of the areas and popping out the lights. And this is how, if I was going to do, I'm doing it a faster version because I only have 2 minutes left, but just to get the idea, see how it's starting to appear like her right now. She's getting so good, she's actually going to pop out alive, come out alive from the paper. I'm just kidding, guys. Don't be surprised if she walks right out of this paper right now. She's becoming alive. You see, and why is that? And we did this nice and quick and fast. But what I want you to pay attention is to the process of it. How did we get by it? How did we do it? And how did we arrive here? And I'm going to call this as a portrait study complete, although it's totally incomplete. There's a lot of work in there that has to be done. And like I said, guys, always when you feel like you're finished with your drawing, go over it several times, couple of times at least, 2-3 times. Go over everything, the hair, the nose, the mouth, the eyes, the eyebrows, the thing, everything. So ladies and gentlemen, here is a wonderful little demonstration. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Please tune in. We're going to do much more of these, and I'm going to be putting a lot of them. And once again, I'm going to tell you, keep on drawing all the time. Keep drawing. It's an uplifting activity. It's something that you need to keep doing. It's therapeutic. It's wonderful. I'm sorry I'm repeating it so many times, but do it. Have a great day, guys. All right? Hope you enjoyed this.